Hello, thank you for joining Temenos Digital. My name is Aaron, and today we are going to continue our discussion on version subroutines. We are going to see the second type of version subroutine, which is validation subroutines. Validation subroutines are used to validate user inputs at a field level. They can also be used to default some values. Last time we saw how to default a value on a version using auto new content. Today I will show you how to validate the user inputs at the field level, and then I'm going to show you the second use of the validation routines, which is to default values on user screen. So here are the common steps you need to take when creating the validation routines. So first of all, as usual, you need to write, you compile and catalog your subroutine. Then you need to make an entry in eb.api with the name of your subroutines. Then after creating the entry in eb.api, you need to attach your routines to your versions. So you need to link your versions and your routine. To do that, you use the field 58 validation field. You put the name of the fields to be validated, and on field 59 you put your routine. Optionally, if you want to have hot validation on a browser, meaning when a user leaves the field or hit tab, if you want to do validation at that time, you can also set a hot field 42. So these are the steps we are going to take. Let's dive into a practical session. Thank you. Let's assume the bank wants to restrict the opening of savings account. So we are going to have a version which will be only used for opening savings accounts. And we don't want users to put any other categories. Let's do that. First of all, we need to have the version. Since I don't have a version, let me create the version quickly. I can use the same version we had last time. I make a copy of it. So we do this, version I, it's account version, AC, mtd.new.ac. So I'm going to do copy, and the new version is going to be called account mtd savings. Okay, we can rename the title to opening savings accounts or account. Okay, I think the rest remain the same. Let's validate. Okay, sim mtd.savings. Do I good 11217, the category. So this is unacceptable because our version is only for savings account. So we need to restrict this. So I want to have an error whenever a user selects a different category. Good. Let's create our subroutine. Okay. Let's create a new subroutine. We create a new file here. We call it mtd. Let's say val for validation savings ac.b. Okay. Okay, do T24 subroutines. Good. So our subroutine is going to be pretty simple. We need to validate the savings account. Savings accounts are in category from 6,000 to 6,999. So this is the range for savings accounts. So how do you approach this? We are going to say if COMI, we hold the last user input. So we need to check if it's not. So we do if not COMI matches. So we want to see if it matches the savings account. So savings account started with the 6 and 3 numeric characters. So if COMI, so if the user input, the last user input does not match this 6 and 3 numeric characters, then we want to raise an error. So to raise an error, use eText. eText equals, all right. Good. Our subroutine is ready. So let's repeat again. We're going to check the last user input. If the last user input does not match this, so meaning 6 and 3 numeric characters, then we're going to raise this error. Account category not savings. Good. So let's compile our subroutine. First of all, let's create this subroutine, of course. We go to T24, we do jed mathec.pp, and the name of our subroutine is mtdval savings ac.b. Let me grab the source code, copy, I paste, good, Control V, it's properly formatted, FI, great. So now we can compile, we use basic to compile our subroutines, all right, successfully. Then let's catalog. Fantastic. So our subroutine is cataloged. We have the name. Let's grab this name. So let's move to the next step. The next step is now to make an entry in eb.api. So let's do that. We do eb.api. I'm going to use comma version and the name of, so we can say validation for savings account. We can either here put full or none, doesn't matter. What matters most is this. Source type is basic. Good. So we are done. Now let's move to this step. The step, attach our subroutine to the version. Okay. To do that, maybe let's log out and the login again. We do version. I use comma version. Our version we created is AC account mtd.savings. Good. Let's move to field 58.1, as you can see here. So it's 58.1. We're going to validate the field called category. Okay, and our validation routine is this. Good. Fantastic. So we are done. Good. Now let's use our version again and see if it's going to restrict the input to the category we've chosen. So let me log out and log in again. Our version is account mtd.savings. Let's open a new account. customer, let's say 11217. The category, let's try with current account. As you can see, not in category of savings. Fantastic, it is working, okay? So it's not allowing the opening of current account or any category. Now let's select a savings account. Okay, it accepts. Good. So as you can see, it is working. Now we need to take another step, since I want this to be used for auto validation. So let's add this step and we try in the browser. We're going to edit our version again. I is acmtd.savings. We need to go to field 42.2, since category is number 2, the second field, .1. Okay, here we need to say hot field. So the value is hot.field. Now let's validate. Good. Now let's open the browser. Log into the browser. My username and password. Good. So our version is account mtd.savings. Okay, it opens. Let's open a new contract. Good. So as you can see, we have here hot. So it is hot validation. 111,217. Good. As you can see, it says category, not in category of savings. But if I put, let's say, a category of 6,001, it's okay. You see, it is validating the input. Fantastic. So you can try again with a different category, 6,000 less than 5, if it exists. It is okay. But as long as I put a different category, which is not in the category of savings account, it is going to throw this validation error. And I cannot commit the contract. I can even try, say, okay, let's do euro. But you see, this will not allow me to move forward. So I cannot validate the input as long as this is a different category. But if I put a correct category, it automatically validates. Okay? Good. So this is how you perform a validation of user inputs. Great. So let's move to the second part. We use the same version, and now let's create the second routine. The second routine which I want to have now this unique code or mnemonic having a different format. As you can see, whenever we open new contract, we get the random code generated. So we are going to remove this subroutine auto new content, and we are going to use validation routine. What the validation routine will do, it is going to generate 4 random character plus the code of the customer. So if I put my customer here, let's say 101,217, as long as the validation is done, I want to have here the random generated code plus this customer code. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to create a second subroutine. So now this is going to be called let's name it mtd.val default mnemonic. Okay, .b. Yeah. Now let's use some of the code of what we wrote last time of generating random mnemonic. So let me grab this. I paste it here. So we want to generate our random mnemonic to be the first characters plus the customer code. We can grab it from Komi. So the last input we want, so we get 4 characters and append to those characters the customer number. You can check if r.new account.mnemonic, so meaning we need also to insert a customer file. So we do insert T24.bp if.account. Okay, so we say if this equals empty, because we want to change only if it is empty. So if you already have, if you are amending the existing account, we don't want to change the mnemonic. So we need to keep the existing one. So you can say now this is equals to this value, random name. Okay, good. I think that's all. Let's give it a shot. We're going to create this. We do jet mathis.bp, the name of our subroutine .b. Let's grab the source code. All right, Control V, F5, let's compile. Good. Let's catalog. Let's go to T24. We need to create eb.api. I think you remember. So we are on this stage. So we do eb.api and the name of our subroutine. Default account AC mnemonic. You can say full, it's okay, and the type is basic. Great. Now we need to move to the next step. So we need to change our version. So we do version I account mtd.savings. Okay, first of all, let's remove the previous routine 50.1 because we no longer need this as well as this. I think we can start with the customer validating customer. So I think it's better. So we can do this. On the first level, we put customer because the customer comes before the category. So it's a customer and the name of our routine. Okay, I think this is correct. And after validating the customer, you can validate the account, the category, sorry. Let's also make it a hot validation. So the field is, let's validate first. We do the same AC mtd.savings. Let's move to field 42.1.1. Okay, we do hot.field. Good. Great. Okay. As the French people say, bonne chance. Let's see. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay, we'll log out the browser because we need to log out to check the last changes. So, username, my password, I'm in acmtd.savings. Okay, want to create a new account. Okay, we have hot validation. That's a good sign. So the custom is 111.217. So long as we leave. All right, you see, we automatically get the unique code now, which is formed in this way. We have random characters and our customer. We still have our validation for the category. All right, so it's working. Great. So we have both validation working. So the first is defaulting this code based on the customer code, and the second is checking if the category is correct. So if you do category, this one, good, the validation works okay. And you can say you want a USD account, and we can validate. All right, great. With this, we are concluding our discussion on validation routines. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video and you found it very informative. Please share this with your friends and like it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. In the next video, we are going to look at now how to do cross-validation, meaning you do validation of many fields at a time. So for that, we're going to use input routines. So stay tuned. Thank you. Bye-bye.